Hi, I'm Laura Nelkin. I'm a knitwear designer. I live in upstate New York in the Finger Lakes region. And recently, I've really been enjoying working Jeny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. I particularly love using this bind off when I am working toe up socks and I need my ribbing at the top of the socks to be elastic. I've also been loving it. I just worked a top down sweater for my husband and I worked it on the ribbing when I was ready to bind it off. I do have a few tricks so that you remember how easy it is to work this bind off. And then I want to show you a modified version of the bind off if you find that it is a little surprisingly too stretchy for you. So let's jump right in. I've got some 2x2 ribbing on my needles. And first I'm going to show you just how to work a regular Jeny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. The first thing that you're going to do is make a reverse yarn over on your right hand needle. So typically when you make a yarn over, the right leg is to the front and the left leg is to the back. A reverse yarn over, you're doing it opposite. So the left leg is to the front and the right leg is to the back. And then I'm gonna go ahead and knit the next stitch and then take that yarn over and bring it up and over the needle. And now I'm going to make another reverse yarn over and I'm going to knit the next stitch. And then I'm going to take that reverse yarn over and go up and over the stitch and that first stitch right there and go up and over the stitch. Now my next two stitches are purl stitches. So that means I'm going to make a yarn over and then I'm going to bring my yarn to the front of my work, purl one, slip that stitch, and then slip that next stitch. And now I'm going to make another just plain yarn over with the right leg to the front. And I'm going to purl one, and I'm going to slip that stitch, and I'm going to slip the next stitch. Now I'm at knit stitches again. And before knit stitches, you work a reverse yarn over. So reverse yarn over, knit one, slip that over, slip that over. I've got another knit stitch yet next. I'm going to do a reverse yarn over and bring that over and bring that over. So if we go back and look at that bind off, you'll see that it's got some really nice elasticity to it. So some people find, and maybe I'll just do two more stitches of the purl. So that's going to be a yarn over, purl one, over, over, and then a yarn over, purl one, and over, over. If I show that to you again, you'll see it's really elastic, but it does kind of bag out a little bit at those knit stitches. So something I've been doing lately when it's elastic, but just like a little bit too baggy for me, is I skip the reverse yarn overs before the knit stitches and I work the yarn overs before the purl stitches. So let's look at what that looks like. I'm just going to knit one, slip that stitch over, knit one, slip that stitch over, and now I've got a purl stitch. So I'm going to make a yarn over and I'm going to purl one and slip those two stitches over, and I'm going to make a yarn over and I'm going to purl one and I'm going to slip those two stitches over. And now my next two stitches are knit stitches, so I'm going to ignore the yarn overs and not work them. So I'm just working a regular bind off there. And now I've got a purl stitch, so I'm going to yarn over, bring that over, and that over, make a yarn over, and then bring that over, and that over. And those last two stitches are knit stitches, so I'm just going to bind them off regular. Once I do that, we can go ahead and look at the difference between those two bind offs. See how that's very, very stretchy. I've got the elasticity on the knit stitches and the purl stitches. And then over here, I'm elastic, but I'm much tighter up at the top of the knit columns. And then I've got that elasticity to open it up in the purl columns. So I think that that's a really fun modification if you are working this bind off and it's just too much for you, it's just surprisingly too stretchy, then you can make it Jeny's pretty surprisingly stretchy bind off. How's that as an opportunity for another choice? I absolutely love diving deep into geeky little knitting tips with you. This is one that I've been really enjoying lately. Please ask questions below. If you have any experience with this bind off or you have some ideas, I would love to hear them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Happy knitting.